If you haven't watched A Tribe Called Judah, this will definitely contain spoilers for you. If for some reason you think you cannot make time to watch it, then stay with me. And if you've watched it already, let's see if we have the same opinion about the movie, right? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Bevlin. If you're new to us, we're part of this family by subscribing, liking the video, and let's become a very big family. So from the trailer, we saw that Mama J, played by Funke Akindele, had 5 sons from 5 different men. And the way they were introduced in the movie, they showed us who they are with the introduction. Okay, for example, when Perry was introduced, he stole something. When Shina was introduced, he was with a group, like a gang. When Emeka was introduced, he was, at work, responsible guy. When the second one, Ademu, was introduced, he was also, responsible and then also doing his stuff. And then when Ejo was introduced, he was also that kind of thing. So they give us like introduction of who the characters are and what their roles are going to be in this particular movie in the introduction. And that was a good way to, help us appreciate what they will do in the movie. But the thing I admired about the movie was that no matter how stubborn and how angry or how rude they are with other people, when their mom says sleep, they sleep. Get up, they get up. The 5 boys, but she had control over them, and that was a very, very, very good thing that I saw. Now Emeka, Emeka, the first child, he was one like they had no father, so he automatically assumed that role. And he and Ademu were the ones who were working, so they were the ones bringing in money plus their mother's business. And so when these Pere and Shina, between Pere and Shina, I don't know who was like the most troublesome, because they both had issues. They were troubling their mom. When there was this thing that Mama J was really upset. She was frustrated by what the sons were doing, and so he was complaining to Emeka that, "Charlie, your brothers are killing me. They are going to kill me." And Emeka stormed the hall. He pounced on Shina, beat him up. Pere was laughing that you've been beaten. Then he goes on to him and is like, "Charlie, you guys are frustrating mommy. Look at where we live, look at how life is, and you guys are just worrying the woman. If I come home and she's crying again, I'm going to do it, that kind of a big brother vibe." When he did that, I was like, yeah, continue, because the boys they were just too troublesome. Too troublesome. So when he did that, I was like, like put them in their places, and then now their life is hard. Now you these 2 stubborn children, to you let the woman breathe. Perry was almost set on fire for going to steal, but for the fact that she was there to give money to some woman to help her business, she would have come to meet a child body. And Shina too, but that guy, like the least said the better. But about these 2 children of Mama J, the least said the better. At a point in time, their mother, fell ill, and they had to, I think it was a kidney problem. Yeah, the mother fell ill, and they didn't have the money. They had to raise the money to be able to take care of their mom, because they did not want to lose their mom. They loved their mom so much. It was just funny. So they were, discussing ways and means to raise the funds. At the time, Emeka had lost his job. Okay, because of what would be happy? He left he left his workplace without seeking permission to go see his sick mom at the hospital. So at a point, he lost his job, and the mom's situation had worsened. So the only one working at the time was Ademo. Now, whilst we're talking about Emeka losing his job, this thing about dollars being stuffed in Emeka's boss's furniture and money laundering stuff slipped Ademo, and then he mentioned it, and they were like, there is dollars somewhere that we can go and steal and come and take care of our mom. In fact, Emeka, why did you TV tell us that there is dollars somewhere that we can use to better our lives? But Emeka is not a thief like Perry. If it's Perry Dianka, we know that okay, he's definitely going to steal money. But Emeka was not a thief. So, after a long winding, looking at how the mom's condition was deteriorating, the guy tried to, come around so that they embark on this journey to rob his former boss so that they can use the money to take care of their mom. Now, when the big boys were, discussing the issue, they left out Ejiro. Ejo, the lover boy, mommy's boy. Ejo comes and says, I want to be part of this robbery. The big brothers were like, Masha, go and sit somewhere. Have you been a younger sibling and your senior sisters or brothers or siblings are, planning something and you are like kind of sidelined cry? That was the same thing that happened to Ejo. He comes and says, you know what I can do? See, there was a time, his girlfriend testimony. He said, see, there was a time that someone wanted to toast testimony. And me, that scene, yeah, I laughed so much. I was like, In fact, he gave us two scenarios where he dealt with some boy who wanted to run testimony. In fact, he said that they cannot disqualify him because he sleeps in his mommy's room. The boy is just, he played that character of a last baby, like kind of a vibe so well. The big brothers were like, will you go and sit somewhere? They were all looking at him when he was narrating how he dealt with these boys who were trying to run testimony his girlfriend. We're like, you know what, it's fine. He's also your mother, so you can do what? Just join us and let's go on this robbery thing. Maybe we would even need, your brattiness, to help us successfully have run this operation. So you know what? It's okay, just shut up and let's go. And when their mother was discharged and was brought home, was before they went to look for the money. And the mom was like, you know what? Let's pray and thank God, even though my situation is not good. Let's just pray and thank God that I'm back in the house and I'm with you guys. And Sheena said the mom was going to pray, and Sheena said, you know what? Let me just pray. They were like, huh? And it was like one after the other. The camera captured their reactions one after the other. So it was hilarious. Now they said, okay, let's pray. And this guy starts, God of ages, Almighty, the I am that I am. And if you see them, period, Timini, he had one eye open. They were confused. What kind of prayer is this guy praying? Cried. Mom said, we should just leave this boy. There were funny scenes that made the movie very exciting. You would be in the cinema and you hear people laugh. You'd be in the cinema and you hear people that those kind of vibes where it was a nice experience watching in the cinema. So fast forward, they had to go on this robbery to get this money and then come save their mom. It was emotional part of the movie for me. It was emotional part. Now, before they went on this robbery, operation, Sheena proposed that they go with the gang. I think they didn't want to go with the gang because they didn't want it to be bloody, or they were not expecting it to be bloody. But then, it pained me. It pained me well. They go. It was this like costume events, costume party. So they were able to disguise themselves and then go into this C&K furniture store to steal the money as much as they wanted. Now Ejiro's outfit was like the ish for me. Like the guy, he dressed like a female. And I was like, who is this person among them? And I realized that that was him. But that's just by the way. They disguise themselves in this costuming thing. They go there, the party is jamming, then operation, let's go and then rob our boss. They go in there, cut the furniture open, and there are dollars in the furniture. They start packing. I'm like, isn't the man that they are packing even too much for the operation that they need? Anyways, they just want to pack as much as they can to make their lives better. Not knowing Colette and her gang were also planning the same operation on the same day. And because it's a costuming thing, it's easier to disguise yourself when you're coming to steal. So there were two robberies on one night. And when the Judas realized that we are not the only ones who are here to steal, they sense danger. And then this other group was like, we are also not the only ones here. So now you can see it. And these guys, what is the name? Pere and Sheena, I don't even know for them. They just started spreading the money in the mall just so to distract their other group from coming to attack them. And the other group had guns. And the only person amongst the Judas who had a gun was a gangster, a guy. So he was the only one who had a gun. And they started exchanging gunshots. I was like, Lord Jesus, save these boys for me. Lord Jesus, they are stubborn, but don't let them die. Don't let them die. Now they were able to they fought because Ademo is a security guy and he knows how to fight, so he fought really well. And Mecca said me surprised. I didn't think that he knew how to fight that much, but he was also able to fight, and he exposed Colette's face. And that was one of the things that saved him. He exposed Colette's face, and then they were able to, just run out of there. But then Sheena was shot, and when Emeka was shot, hey, I just had tears coming down my face because I was like, no. And when he was shot, he fell into the car. And when he fell into the car, my spirit told me that nah, I was just praying and hoping that this guy will not die. Okay, they rushed him to this nurse in the community. In fact, Shina was like, no, I'm just going to attend to my big brother first because it's just my arm. And when the nurse went into the car and then touched this young man, and the young man was not responding, I broke down. I was like, no, Emeka can't die. Emeka can't die. Emeka can't die. And they were crying. And you could see like men, these are guys who are crying. And when the thing happened, when he was shot and he died, his sick mom in the house, she felt it, so she couldn't sleep. She just woke up and was like, "Mommy, like I can't sleep. I feel like uneasy." And it was just when I know this young man has died. I was like, no, he can't be the sacrifice for this man. He cannot. This is their big sane brother, one of two. He just dies, and I was so sad. And I was like, no, this guy can't die, but he died. And they came home to tell the mom the story. This last born, they were trying to make it like, mommy, something has happened, and they were trying to find a way, a nice way to tell. Hey, this last one just comes now, mommy. Hey, Emeka is dead, though. Emeka is, and mom's like, no, like it was a crazy scene. Their grandmom was just sad, like it was just this sadness all of a sudden because we're at a party, we're having fun, looking at how they were misbehaving, and then it comes in the next scene and it's just total sadness, like a switch from one scene to the other. Crazy. It was totally crazy. Chills all over, goosebumps all over. You know what to do. Now they go home. They rob. It's kind of fun. Even if it wasn't even up to $1 million. If the other group rather had like a lot of the money, $1.2 million or something, they had like 850. They were able to go home, and then they had enough money to take care of their mother's medication. But then, of course, the owner of C&K Furniture had come to realize that no, he's been robbed. And the guy's character, you would not assume that he would be doing money laundering, that he would be a killer. Because of the way, he worked in the movie, even the way he even spoke, the way he was all like this funny guy. But behind the scenes, he was a terrible, terrible, terrible killer. He had no compassion, no sympathy for anybody. So his character was very unpredictable. The C&K guy, he was unpredictable. So I really like how they disguised him, in the faces of people. People think that he's just a furniture guy, but actually, money laundering was the main business. The furniture was just, the cover up for him. I did not expect him to be that way. Now, because when they went, this smart guy just destroyed the cameras, but not knowing there was one at the top, and that one at the top rather exposed Colette's face, played by Inse. So she was like the easy catch. This guy grabs this young lady and tortures her, beats her up. And it was a good thing for the Judahs because the attention had moved from them to the Judahs. And because they wanted to, keep everything under tone, they did not even, have a burial for Emeka. Because if the police finds out that he is dead, that would want to make them connect the dots to the robbery that happened that same night. So you couldn't even have a burial for Emeka. Like, the guy is a good person. He dies and they can't even have a burial ceremony for him because of the situation. I was pained by that too. I was like, ah. But then, it made sense. It really made sense. So they had to, be on the run, and then make sure that they are not caught and then they are not arrested by the police. So now the guys had to, run for their lives with their mommy because of the robbery. They had to, just leave the town. And the support Sheena and the family received from the gang was one of the most beautiful aspects of the movie. The gang were like, you should have told us about this robbery thing. We would have gone with you and maybe your brother would be alive. They were not angry about the fact that they went to steal this much money and they didn't, involve them. The concern was not about the money, it was about we being there for you. And it was the most beautiful part. I mean, they drove them from the hospital, protected them. Guns, they had guns and all those things because they felt like C&K furniture owner was also after them with his men, and they're also very, very cruel. I mean, they set traps for them. They had acid poured on them, so they were just protecting this tribe, Judah family, and it was very beautiful to watch. They made sure that they had escaped and then gone, and they were safe and gone. It was the most beautiful part of the scene, like one of the most beautiful parts of the scene. Now, everyone's in testimony, Ejiro's girlfriend. Testimony and Ejire, they were made for each other, because when we are like running out of time, and you were saying we should wait for your girlfriend to come, so I come and join us in it. I mean, Testimony did work for them. She came through for them when they were at the mall. She came and drove the vehicle and then got them out of there. Now she comes in this final scene, and there was one person who was going to shoot at them, but then she, gets the person, hits, and she jumps onto this canoe, and then off they go. Ejiro, Testimony and Ejiro blended, like it was like they were made for each other in the movie. They were a funny couple, but then they made sense and then added value to the story. So finally, these people were able to run away, and then at the end you see that this wanted pictures came up, even with Emeka's own. They didn't know Emeka had died, so he was also like a wanted person. So I think that the movie was all fun, this gangsters stuff. But then there was a woman who had faith. She always prayed for her children every single day. Even when she was sick and then she came back, she prayed for her children. Like, there is this woman of faith. Even though she has rowdy children, she has God, in her life. And so that was a good thing. The supporting cast, Toyo Baby was, just a supporting cast. And I like that, they put her in that particular space. I really like it. And, all the other supporting cast, Insane and her gang, they did amazingly well. I think the storyline was well delivered, straight to the point. They were just applauding at how the movie ended. So I think it was good. The storyline was good. The acting was just on point. The cast, the costuming was just good. So let me know what was your favorite scene, who was your favorite character. Do let me know in the comment section. Do also like this video, subscribe, be part of my family, and I will see you again next time. I mean, a Pere is that child who is not willing to give his kidney to the mom. He's just willing to steal money to help the mom heal. But yeah, that is it. I think Emeka was my favorite. But he died, and then just like broke my heart. But let me know who was your favorite character, your favorite scene. Do leave that in the comment section, and I'll see you again next time. So then, do take care, and it's a bye for me.